Alright. It's Wednesday already. It's time for a Bleach review. What's the chapter again? Hey, Dirty, what the fuck? No, seriously, what's the chapter?
529?
Yeah, 529. Bleach chapter 529. Now, the chapter begins with Usopp. You know, the guy who made the swords and shit. He's all talking about how Ichigo doesn't have a fucking real sword, man, you know. And he's surprised Renji didn't get upset about him sending them back. But Renji knew. He knew. He needed to find his roots. Now, he also goes on to say that every sword has the... What's that thing called? The asshole Suchi? The Gucci? What is that fucking thing called? Don't look at me like that. I know the Gucci joke is worn out for you now. But I have to use it. Now, what's it? Anyway, the Asasuchi, whatever. Oh, yeah, that sounded accurate, you know, Asasuchi. You know, I've always taken pride in my pronunciation of Japanese things. But anyway, I take pride in everything I do. He goes on to say even rascals like Kenpachi, who stole a sword, even has a Asasuchi. Whatever the fuck it's called. The Asasuchi is in every single Shinigami sword, even the fucking Zero Squad. But Ichigo don't have one. And he's the only one in history to ever have one. See, not to crack another mangas, but you know, I kind of like when people try to do something different with their timeline instead of the whole word, oh, history repeats itself, bullshit. Now, it can happen to an extent because history doesn't repeat itself. Smoke weed one week, you go smoke weed the next week. History repeats itself. But it's not good to rely on it because it makes things way too predictable. You know a manga like that? What was it called? You know, really bit the dust lately. I heard nobody likes it anymore. Sites have been downgrading it. Was it Naruto? Was it? Come on, man. It was either Naruto or was it One Piece? Was it both? Anyway, where was I? History repeats itself. Anyway, yeah, so it goes back to the flashback, and Matsumoto's there, and she throws something at a certain individual who has his face covered for the first page, but then we realize it is Ishin. But he's not Ishin Kurosaki now. No. He's Ishin Shiba. So I know all the fucking Shiba Theory fanboys can come out of the closet now and scream, be happy, because Ichigo's part Shiba, and his dad is a whole Shiba. Even though he's only a branch member, but a Shiba nonetheless, which means Ichigo is related to Ganju, he's related to that one-armed bitch. What was her name? You know, I always want to be jerked off by a woman with one arm. It just feels like she's giving me all she's got. But anyway, Kukaku, whatever. I don't know. But he's related to them nonetheless. You know, I wonder if Ichigo's gonna get that fucking sand technique. That's what he's gonna do to beat Juha. Turn to sand. And then he's gonna be done, because a man with a dusty ass beard ain't nothing. But anyway, what else is there to discuss about this chapter? I don't remember much. I'm actually not reading off the computer. My computer's right there, but I'm not actually reading off of it. Fuck, this is hard. I gotta really start getting this shit together, man. Yeah, he's a Shiba. So, you know, they fuck around and have a little comedy moment, because, you know, they're both lazy. That's the joke. Ishin's lazy, Matsumoto's lazy, except Matsumoto pretends not to be lazy and wants to push her work onto Ishin, which seems like something Matsumoto would do. You know, I would drip with that bitch. You know, she's one of the coolest girls, you know? In terms of personality, you can do anything with Matsumoto. Anything. And you know her boyfriend's dead, so you know that makes her fucking free. Dirty D, you might want to update your waifu list. But anyway, they go back to the fucking 10 division house, whatever the thing is called, and you see a younger Hitsugaya, which means Hitsugaya knows Ichigo's dad, but of course, he doesn't know it's him. But he knew him before Ichigo does. Did, because Ichigo wasn't born, he was still in his dad's balls. I wonder what he was as a sperm. Was he like a hollow Fullbringer sperm Quincy thing? shooting all the other fucking sperms that made his way to the fucking top. You know, maybe it is a good thing not to masturbate, because if Ishin masturbated, we wouldn't have our hero today. Anyway, what else am I on now? Fuck. I can't remember what happened. Yeah. We're talking about he treats his guy like a kid, like everybody else does, but his guy tolerates it because what are you gonna do? It's Ishin Shiba. You gonna raise your voice at this motherfucker? You gonna tell him put me down? He was raising him up like a little baby. But he was talking about his Bankai training was going well, which wow, he knew Bankai that early, but I guess we all do that. And Matsumoto is jealous because he is progressing faster than her. But I mean, who wouldn't? If I knew that fucking, that's like if you worked at McDonald's all your life, then some albino kid with white hair came out of nowhere and he was a prick to everyone and he suddenly became manager at McDonald's. You'd hate that little white-haired albino prick. But anyway, she doesn't hate him. She's the reason he's a Shinigami, if I remember correctly. Yes, I do. I do remember correctly for once. So apparently, there's some hollow problems going down. And, you know, Ishin's like, oh, I gotta take care of this shit. So he heads off to the city. Now, this is not Karakura Town. But, is it? It might be, but it's not exactly like the usual spot. This spot is actually where the Fullbringers resided. Though I doubt he'll run it. What? You think he'll run the Ginjo? You think he'll run the Ginjo over there, man? You think he lost his powers and he got that Fullbringer? He got his own Ishin Fullbringer arc? You know, Ishin deserves his own manga. He deserves his own manga. I want to see his Bankai right now. I guarantee you it's a master form of Ichigo. But, I'm all hyped up, you know, I'm excited for the future. But, does that mean he's going to have a Soul Society arc too? Oh, I wonder if he has a love triangle. You know, this is shaping up to be pretty well. Where's Ishin's Tatsuki? You think he's going to be a high school student again? I sure hope so. Bleach Shippuden! Anyway, they want to go with Ishin, but they realize they're too weak. And then it skips over to Aizen. I didn't understand this part because I was on Manga Panda shitty-ass translations. They're talking about this holification shit they're doing. There are hollows that can pass on holifications with different kinds of spirits. I didn't understand that shit at all. Don't expect me to elaborate it for you if I didn't understand what I'm talking about. But Ishin makes his way to the real world, and I guess that's where last chapter started, where he got fucked up by some super powerful hollows or some shit. Ooh, I guarantee you, her egg is going to be contaminated by a hollow sperm. You know, kind of like how Griffith raped that one bitch and contaminated Guts' baby with a fucking demon sperm, and now it looks like Roger Smith from Family Guy. I mean, American Dad. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, if there's a rape scene, this arc would be perfect. But, alas, that's the end of the chapter. I believe I've covered everything. Of course, Aizen showed up, Tosin showed up, and Gin showed up. So all the Gin fangirls, as crazy as they fucking are, they probably thought he was resurrected from the dead, but they don't realize this is like at least 17 years prior. The poor fucks. But anyway, I believe I've elaborated enough. I believe I reviewed this chapter more than I have any other chapter before. I'm starting to get the hang of this shit. Although the lighting sucks, you can't even see my eyes. I look like a fucking black anime character. You know, you can't read my emotions, it's all fucking dark, but my glasses are shining. Maybe I'm a Quincy.